In 1975, after a gig one night, I had my road crew because they were going past my door after our gig. I forget where we were playing. I had them drop off and set my Fender Rhodes piano up in my kitchen because I had this idea going on in my head, and I knew the best thing to do was probably to get the idea down because it would be gone the next day. So I didn't get home till around, I think it was 1:30. Fender Rhodes was set up. The crew took off in the truck, plugged my headphones into my Fender Rhodes so I wouldn't wake my daughter up, who was sleeping directly above me. And within about 10 minutes, this song, Right Before Your Eyes, was finished. It was just kind of, it's one of those songs that you really don't feel you wrote. You feel it was handed to you from wherever. And actually, this is an interesting phenomenon. I remember one evening I was at Tom Cochran's house. There were a whole pile of songwriters there that night. There was Tom, myself, and Murray McLaughlin, and Mark Jordan, and Alan Frew from Glass Tiger, and Annette Ducharme from the West Coast, and Amy Skye. And in this conversation, we all had a handful of songs that we fessed up we didn't really feel we had written. They were handed to us from wherever. And so Right Before Your Eyes was one of those songs. And once again, it's a little story. It's a black and white movie to me. It's like a Cary Grant film. I loved that era of romantic comedies. Cary Grant was just such a powerful cinematic presence. Just a master class of how to do the romantic comedy, that guy. So all of these old characters ended up in the song, and of course, the quintessential heartthrob for a whole generation was Rudolph Valentino. This sort of enigmatic, silent actor. I'm sure if anybody heard him spoke, ooh, but he had much more mystery as this silent sheik. So there was this, and I remember seeing the thousands of people who lined up when Rudolph Valentino died of a sudden, I think it was an ulcer that broke in his stomach or whatever, and it was a unfortunate and a tragic and an early death, but thousands of people lined up to file past him. He was so huge. So that stuck in my head as a quintessential romantic person to millions of people when his films played around the world.
Maybe right before my eyes, you'll say you love me too.